So you achieved everything in Minecraft. You killed all 3 bosses, completed all the achievements, and now you're bored. You feel lonely, and now you wanna play with your friends. Maybe you have no friends. Well, can't really help with that, I guess. But if you do got friends, guess what? You're broke. You can't afford a server, and the free ones are too laggy. That is where I can help you.
What, you gonna give them friends?
No.
You gonna give them money?
No, I'm gonna give them a server for free. Let's get into it. Hi, this is Rex from Ngrok, a channel dedicated to satisfy the most intense craving for Minecraft content. And in this video, I am teaching you how to make a server for free which runs on Java and Bedrock. All you need is a PC and an internet connection. But before we start, we need to choose the server software. If you like playing plain old vanilla, you can go for, well, vanilla. If you like playing with mods, you can go for Fabric, Forge, Quilt or Glowstone. If you like using plugins, you can go for Paper, Bucket, Spigot or Purple. If you like using both, you can go for Moist or Arclight. In this video, I'm making a paper server because that is what most people use. Also, if you wanna run a crossplay Java and Bedrock server, you need to choose a software which supports plugins. So sorry Fabric users. Now that's out of the way, let's get into our computer. Let's open our browser, type in paper server, click on the first link that comes up. By the way, all server software files are linked in the description, so make sure to check it out. Now go to downloads, select paper. Now let's download it to our desktop. As you can see, our file is downloaded. Now let's go ahead and create a new folder. Let's call it server. Put that file in the folder. Now open the folder and let's go ahead and create a new text file. You can call this run.txt. Double click to open the text file and paste in this very command, also linked in the description. Now minimize the run file, right click on our server file, click rename, hit Ctrl C to copy the name. Now go back to our text file, select this portion and hit Ctrl V to replace it with our server file's name. Now these numbers here indicate the amount of RAM dedicated to your Minecraft server. 1024M means 1 GB. So I'm gonna go ahead and change both of these values to 8192 because I want to allocate 8 GB of RAM to my server. Hit Ctrl S to save the file, close it. Now right click on our text file, click rename and change the file extension from txt to .bat. Click yes. If you can't see the file extension, go ahead and open view and enable file name extension. Now double click to run the bat file, and as you can see, the bat file has already created files for us and it abruptly stops. That's because we haven't agreed to the EULA terms and conditions. So go ahead and open EULA.txt and change the value from false to true. Hit Ctrl S to save the file, close it and run the run file once again. As you can see, the run file has automatically generated a server for us. As long as this run file remains open, your server will be running. Now let's go ahead and open Minecraft, name the server a test server and the server address would be localhost. Connect to that server and as you can see, we have joined the server. So congratulations, you've just created your very own server. But right now, only people with the same LAN network can play on your server, which means people who don't have the same internet connection as yours cannot access the server. But we want to make this server worldwide so anyone could play it. For that, we're going to use a service called Ngrok. Let's go ahead and type ngrok.com. Go ahead and sign up for free. Now go to download. Select your system's architecture and hit download. And also if you're using a Mac,
stop it. Get some help.
Now go ahead in your downloads folder and extract the ngrok.exe file to our server folder. As you can see, ngrok.exe has been exported to our server folder. Now go ahead to the navigation bar and type cmd to open the command prompt. Now type ngrok.exe, hit enter, and as you can see, Ngrok has been successfully installed. Now go ahead and type this very command that I'm typing, ngrok space tcp space -- region. Now choose the region closest to you. For me, it's the US, so I'm gonna write US and then we're gonna enter our server's port, which is 25565. The server port can be viewed or changed in server.properties file. Now hit enter, and as you can see, Ngrok has created a tunnel for us. Now this is the address that you want to send to your friends. Let's go ahead and connect to it. As you can see, we have joined the server once again. Now send this link to any of your Java friends and enjoy playing. Java friends, I repeat. Now additional measures need to be taken for Bedrock players to join this server. What we're gonna do is use a proxy called Geyser. Now go back to your browser, type Geyser MC, click on the first link that pops up, hit download. Now download Geyser and Floodgate. Now cut these files using Ctrl X and paste them in our server's plugins folder. Now let's go back and run our server once again. Let it run through. Now let's go back to the plugins folder, and as you can see, Geyser and Floodgate folders have been automatically created. Now go ahead and open Floodgate and copy the keepm file using Ctrl C. Go back a folder, open Geyser spigot and paste it. Now open config.yml with any text editor you want and change the port from 19132 to 25565. You can also change the MOTD1 and MOTD2 and also your server name. So I'm gonna be changing the server name to test server, and I'm gonna change the MOTD2 to just a server tutorial. Now we want to look for something that says auth type online. So hit Ctrl F to open find, type in online, click find, and as you can see, we have found auth type online. Change this value from online to Floodgate. Hit Ctrl S to save the file. There are more settings, but I would recommend not messing with them. So that's it, right? You can just use Ngrok and now invite your Bedrock friends. Well, sorry, but no. Ngrok supports TCP protocol, but for cross-playing, you also need to activate the UDP protocol, which sadly Ngrok does not support. So now this is where things get complicated, because I have to introduce you to a method called port forwarding. Port forwarding is basically exposing your local host to the internet. I'm not gonna go in detail of what port forwarding is, but it varies from router to router, so it would be best if you could contact a technician. First of all, go to your Windows navigation bar, type cmd, right click on command prompt and run as administrator. Now go ahead and type ipconfig, select your default gateway, copy it and paste it in your browser. And as you can see, your router's web page has been opened. Go to advanced options, go to port forwarding. Now go back to your command prompt and copy your IPv4 address. Copy it and paste it. Now for the internal port, write 25565, and for the external port, write 25565, and for protocol, select both. Now if you don't get the option of both, just make two tunnels, one with TCP and one with UDP. Now go ahead to DMZ host, paste in your IPv4 address and click enable. Now go ahead and open another window, type in what's my IP, click the first link and copy this IP address. Send it to your friends. Now for Java players, the IP would be IP followed by :25565, and for Bedrock players, the IP will be the IP and the port will be 25565. Now this is my cousin's Bedrock account who lives thousands of miles away from me. He goes in, adds a new server, pastes in my IP, adds the port 25565, and as you can see, he's able to join the server. But if you're using a mobile network or your internet service provider just doesn't want you to port forward, I got just the right thing for you. Open your browser and type play.gg. Hit enter and go ahead and create a free account. Once you're signed in, go to downloads and download this file right into our server folder. As you can see, our file has been downloaded. Double click to open it and let it run through. Now go back and select tunnels. Click add tunnels, use a shared IP and select the TCP plus UDP protocol. Port count 1 and local port is 25565. Now go ahead and type cmd, right click on command prompt, run as administrator. Now go ahead and type ipconfig, hit enter and copy your IPv4 address and paste it in the local address. Update the tunnel and your tunnel is ready to go. Select this address and paste it. Now that's the address for Java server, so I'm just gonna remove the port and add it to the port section. Now we hit play And as you can see, my cousin can join the server again. So that's it, a Java Bedrock crossplay server for free. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and kindly subscribe. With that said, stay safe, play hard, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.